Hello and welcome again to Fox Comics and Games in beautiful downtown Marion, Illinois. And we are unpacking this week's comic book order. And we are going to start off with some of the items from Diamond Comics this week that again aren't necessarily comic books, but yet they're packaged in with our comic books. So we're a little bamboozled by them, but we're going to show them to you nonetheless, and maybe you can come in and buy them from us and take them away from us. We're going to start off with the Hulk. These are short comic book boxes. They are fantastic. You know we carry them all. So this is the newest release, is for the Hulk, and it is gorgeous as you can see. And then we will also have from DC, the Rebirth Batman cowl, and it's like a bust. They're very limited. I think there's like 3,000 or 5,000 of them are made. But we have several of these that have come in, and they're gorgeous. Then we've got also some trade paperback and graphic novels and some manga. We're going to start with Tokyo Ghoul, and then we're going to go with Under the Moon, a Catwoman tale. Those are in. This will be big at the shop. Volume 5 of Lady Mechanica, La Belle Dame Sans Merci. Great book. People have been waiting for that. All the Spawns are in. I'm just going to show the number 1, but all of the Spawn trade papers have been restocked, so the whole run is here again. And we got in more of these. There was only 1,000 of them signed by the 3 guys that put it together for Boundless, but we have all 3 of those. And then we have a book Mr. Fox is quite excited to get, Batman Detective Comics 80 Years of Batman, the Deluxe Edition. So we're quite pumped to have those. Look to be pretty sassy. We're going to start off the comic books this week with Issue 10 of Adventures of the Super Sons from DC. And then up next from Marvel, we have Age of X-Men, Prisoner X, Issue 3. And then also from Marvel, we have Issue 20.HU for Hunted of The Amazing Spider-Man. So if you're really into the Hunted arc in Amazing Spider-Man, that's some additional content for you. Then from Dark Horse Publishing, we have Issue 4 of Avatar, Sute's Path. And then from DC, Issue 70, which is Mr. Fox's Age, of Batman. And then one of the gorgeous top 5 covers of the week this week, and it's tough competition this week. But Batman variant for Issue 70 did make it in, as did DC and IDW's collaboration on Volume 3 of Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Issue 1. Great looking cover. Looks like it's written by James Tynion, so we're looking forward to a great story there. That's the variant cover for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Batman. Next up, we have Champions, War of the Realms, and it is Issue 5. It's a tie-in. It's regular Champions 5, but it ties into War of the Realms. Also from Marvel, we have Issue 3 of Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History, for those of you that feel so compelled. Next up, from DC, highly anticipated Deceased, Issue 1. It's going to be a 6-book arc. Get it while you know you can get it, because it's going to be hot. You know it's going to be good. And here, again, one of the top 5 covers of the week, was in the running for cover of the week, didn't quite get there. One of the variants for Deceased, Issue 1. And another one, which I think is phenomenal and was really close to being cover of the week, was that variant cover of Deceased, You'll Die Too, which I think is a great... I used to tell my kids that when they were young. We'd be at funerals and I'd say, don't worry, you'll die too. So that's who Mr. Fox is. Scares the kids. All right, up next, we have Dead Man Logan, Issue 7 from Marvel. Marvel also brings us Scotty Young's Issue 12 of Deadpool. DC is up next with Issue 43 of Deathstroke. And again, gorgeous variant cover. Almost made the top 5. Couldn't quite work it in because it was Deathstroke. But it was really, really close. Beautiful cover, DC. Keep up the good work. And then next up from Aftershock Comics, we have Issue 1 of Descendant. And then from Marvel, issue 3 of Domino, Hot Shots. DC Vertigo brings us issue 9 of The Dreaming. I think that's how ladies refer to Mr. Fox, as dreamy. No, okay. Image is up next with issue 15 of Eclipse. And then Dynamite Publishing is on board next with issue 5 of Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. And 2 rather large personalities on the front of that cover. And then, as always, the variant cover, where you can see even more personality. All right. Next up from Valiant, which if you're not reading Valiant, something's wrong with you. We have Fallen World, issue 1. Highly anticipated. This will be a big seller. Again, Dan Abnett is working on it. Get you some of this while you can. Those of you that had it on your pre-order, there is the cover you'll get with additional pages of content at the same price. Why? Because foxes are cool that way. Next up from DC, Female Furies, or as we like to say, Female Furries. Issue 4 out of 6. So it's a little over halfway through. Selling well here at Fox's. Next up from Burger Books, which I believe to be part of Dark Horse, we have issue 4 of 4. So this is the last issue of The Girl in the Bay. So we're going to find out finally what the deal is. Has she lived? Did she continue to live after she died in the Bay? What's going on? We get some answers finally. So we're going to see how that goes. Next up from Image. Also up for cover of the week. Didn't quite get there, but I just like the kitschiness of it. Gogor, issue 1. DC is up after that with issue 7 of Green Lantern by Scott. Next up we will have Green Lantern 7. If Mr. Fox can get it off the floor, the variant cover. DC is up again after that with a gorgeous Game of Thrones callback on issue 61 of Harley Quinn. And Harley may think she's badass and all that, but she's no Arya Stark. I'm just going to say that. Just going to leave that right there. But we'll put that in the top 5 covers of the week because the relevance. They bothered to be relevant, and you always got to clap them on the back when they do that. Also, the beautiful variant cover of Harley Quinn, always a big seller at Fox's. Then next up, from Albatross Publishing, we have Hillbilly, Red-Eyed Witchery from Beyond, part 4 of 4. An Eric Powell offering, which is always solid. And then next up, we have from Archaea, Jim Henson's Beneath the Dark Crystal, and that is issue 9. Then from DC, Scott Snyder's Justice League, issue 23, because you know you want to. And again, another one of our top 5 covers of the week, because DC is killing it right now. Great job, DC. The variant cover for issue 23 in our top 5. And all the prizes and prize money that goes with that distinction. Next up from Marvel, issue 3 of Major X. And look, there's feet on the cover. Who saw that coming? Not Mr. Leafield, that's for sure. Then also from Marvel, we have Marvel Action Spider-Man. And that's issue 3 of that. Pretty sassy, kind of an IDW as well, is actually the one releasing it. Marvel's just licensed it. Also from Marvel, issue 1 of Marvel Tales, featuring the Avengers. Or at least those that make it back. Oh, sorry, no spoilers. All right, next up we have Marvel Team Up, featuring Spider-Man and Miss Marvel, issue 2. IDW brings us issue 77 of My Little Pony, almost in the top 5 covers, but no. Then from Image Publishing, issue 41 of Outcast from Robert Kirkman. Image Publishing also brings us Brian K. Vaughan's Paper Girls, issue 28. Marvel is up next with issue 11 of The Punisher. Marvel's entry into our top 5 covers of the week the variant for Punisher issue 11. Fantastic cover. Great job, Marvel. Keep up the good work. Dynamite Publishing. Red Sonja issue 4. And as we always do, the variant covers for that as well. Neat looking variant cover, as is this one. Again, with the large personalities, if you know what I'm saying. And then we have up next from Source Point Press, The Rejected, The Unwilling. Looks pretty wild. It's kind of a larger than normal format. It's a $5.99 book. Black and white art on the inside. Looks rather intriguing. Next up from Marvel, a great cover. Did not quite make the top 10. Savage Avengers issue 1. And some of the great looking variants that come with that. Keep up that good work as well, Marvel. And maybe work a little harder on that one, Marvel. But Scotty Young's Savage Avengers variant is fantastic. And then we also have some blank cover variants, since Saturday will be free comic book day. More at that at the end of the video. But we will have blank covers if you have some sketch artists you want to give you a sketch. Next up from Image Publishing, issue 6 of Self-Made. Then from Marvel, we have issue 8 of Spider-Gwen, Go Spider. And the fantastic variant in the top 5 covers this week. Good job, Marvel. Next up, also from Marvel, issue 65 of Star Wars. And then also from Marvel, Star Wars Age of the Rebellion Han Solo issue 1. And as we often do, the variant covers for those as well. There is the Han Solo Age of Rebellion issue 1. Next up from IDW, issue 12 of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Urban Legends. Marvel brings us issue 17 of Uncanny X-Men. Image is up next with issue 191 of The Walking Dead. And I had a customer tell me they were going to duck out at issue 200. And I thought, if you bought 200, why would you stop there? But kind of odd, but you know, some of you all are weird. Next up from Marvel, we have issue 3 of The War of the Realms. And then, as we often do, we have all these beautiful variant covers that we will show for War of the Realms. And then we have a tie-in, War of the Realms, Strike Force, the Dark Elf Realm. And then a Young Guns variant that we were shorted previously. That is the Young Guns variant with Daredevil on the front, because that's what you think of when you think of Young Guns, is Daredevil. And then we have the War of the Realms Strike Force Dark Elf Realm variant. Mr. Fox forgot to show you. DC is up next with Young Justice issue 5. And the beautiful Young Justice issue 5 variant cover. All right, and that brings us down to our last comic of the week, which is a highly anticipated DC release. And I'm just going to give it its own stack. I'm going to say there's Year of the Villain. It's a 25-cent comic. So A, you can't go wrong there. It's got multiple stories in it. B, it's like multiple comics for a quarter. Good God, what do you want? Okay, and now we're going to show some of the variants that are available. The Art Journal variant, Stanley Lau. I think you had to get, you could get one of those for every 100 you ordered. And then this is another beautiful variant. These were available for every 250 you ordered. And then our cover of the week also happens to be probably the rarest one we got this week. It is a variant you could only get one for every 500 of the comic you ordered. So I'm pretty sure you won't see a lot of those in Southern Illinois, but you can drink that one in. That is Year of the Villain #1 and the Batman Who Laughs variant. And those are going to be hard to come by. Probably a little pricey, but they're gorgeous, as you can see. And that's our cover of the week. As a reminder, I first want to remind people to get out and watch Avengers Endgame. Fantastic movie. Needs to be supported so that we get more of those. Second, congratulations to HBO on the fantastic episode of War of Winterfell on Game of Thrones. Fantastic. And most importantly, this Saturday, May the 4th, not only being Star Wars Day here at the comic store, but it will be Free Comic Book Day, and we will have 5 different sketch artists in here drawing sketches. Some will be free, some you'll buy, some you'll love, some you'll hate. It'll be wonderful. It'll be fantastic. Come in. It'll be 10 a.m. till we run out of comics on Saturday, but Free Comic Book Day here at Fox is all day this Saturday. Hope to see you here, and thanks so much.